in your observation, what is what are you really present to in the dynamics between the masculine and feminine, men and women at this time? I guess on on planet Earth in general, really. If you would like to comment on that.
Yeah. Okay. So with the masculine, feminine, there's a great, division, and polarity, but ultimately it's showing what's going on inside of us. So, not to say that the feminine is the emotions, but the body that vibrates, the cells that are vibrating, that carry so much of our vibration, which are feelings and emotions, and it's that which flows through our body. And then the masculine has that presence and that awareness. And when that presence and awareness can begin to penetrate almost through her in love and devotion, they can begin to merge and vibrate together. So the cells and consciousness and awareness are vibrating together, which ultimately creates a sense of a complete human, so we're not gapping out in presence. But the conflict is that often consciousness awareness doesn't want to sink into the body. So many want to leave the body or leave the earth, or because it's not always a nice place, a safe place to be. Even the body can get diseased, and it's it's a struggle for many people to even just be alive in a human body, to sleep, to need to eat, to use the toilet, to have desires. God, like there's just constant inner needs that start to appear. So consciousness wants to escape. It's the easiest thing. But when it starts to actually feel the call, and the feminine can start to vibrate and say, come and enter me. And then there's this beautiful fusion. So often also consciousness doesn't want to enter the body because it also has feelings, and it's very hard to feel for many people. And I'm not saying feeling unconsciously or starting to run emotion in an unconscious way. Getting angry and yelling at people is not what I'm speaking about, or crying and going into a constant loop of victimhood, that never-ending spiral of misery and suffering. No, it's a grief or a sadness that actually starts to open the vessel into a deeper vulnerability. It's a release, an expansion, or rage that is some of our most juiciest creative fire that's burning through the body. When such feelings are left unexpressed, it creates the mind to start to loop, that it starts to go into the drama. So one big point that's happening, or a thing that's happening between the masculine and feminine, outside but also inside, it's a great big drama fest. There's so much drama. It's mostly exhausting to have to deal with that. So it's not by conquering that and reading many books and getting lots of self-help. It's actually allowing the body, the feminine, to start to vibrate. She has to start feeling, and awareness and presence needs to hold her, or the masculine needs to come in and start to really anchor in. Awareness needs to come in all the way into the base of the body, all the way back to our root and to our sex center. And in most religions, and even in many spiritual traditions, bringing consciousness to sex is just not holy. It's better to deny feelings. It's better to just observe them. It's definitely not a good idea to have desire and want to run it continuously. But I'm actually sharing the opposite, is to feel, to run awareness, to run the blissful innocence of our inherent sexual nature that is pristine when we begin to bring awareness and presence to it. And so that's what we want to start creating, is this, inner cellular marriage with awareness. Key is to feel, and to feel everything, and to start to allow the tears to flow, to start to allow fear that's felt, to start to shake it through the body, to be aware of these things that are often wanting to be disconnected, but are unconsciously running our show, our inner stories. And so many stories get created through relationship. It's one big projection story field. It's stories and stories and stories. But to kill and die to the story, to be in the mystery with someone, knowing that tomorrow they can die, they can leave, they can be gone, and it is their absolute right to be free, where we stop trying to cling because we're so insecure or so afraid because we did not receive the nurturing from our parents. So we want to run the mummy daddy story in so many relationships. That also has to end, where we can create our outer parents as our brother and sister and realize that the only mother father we have is divine mother father, and claim and be reborn as a divine child. Then we will stop creating all the misery and dramas and stories that are created through relationships. It's a drag. I'm just feeling it. It's like, it's tiring, and all that energy gets lost. And we're at a time on the planet that those who are conscious and aware enough to see the truth of what is happening, we need to start standing together and not going to the attack and that, but to start to stand as powerful beings so that we can rise and bring some love and awareness and consciousness to this planet. And generate that energy elsewhere, which is productive and creative.
It was interesting. I saw on the title of a book this morning, "Who would you be without your story?" Set the tone for the day.
Yeah.